Good afternoon. It's Friday, October 16th, 2020, and it's been several weeks since you've seen my face. Kathy and I spent a few days away in the mountains at the intersection of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. The weather was great, the crowds were minimal, and the scenery was outstanding. If you have never visited Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, and Jackson Hole, it should be on your bucket list. After returning home on October 7th, I spent a day last week traveling south from Kansas City to the Oklahoma line, riding combines and visiting with clients. The general theme on corn was, the farther south I traveled, the worse the crop. From above average in the KC area to sub 100 bushel in far southeast Kansas. My second learning was that wheat acres being seeded were increasing from previous years, and one client was sowing wheat for the first time in at least 5 years. Soybeans were being harvested in the KC area with above average yields, and soybean harvest will start farther south in the next week, with expectations of average yields, but huge variability within fields due to some soybeans not emerging for up to 4 weeks after planting. The southeast Kansas area continues to experience a drought. Here's an example of a difference a year makes in the drought monitor in the Western Plains, comparing October 2019 to this past Tuesday. I spent much of this past week traveling in northwest Kansas and the eastern plains of Colorado, where corn harvest is about 60% complete. I heard about dryland corn yields of 0 to 80 bushels, and always dryland yields behind wheat were the best. I expect dryland corn acres to be significantly reduced in 2021 unless we can replenish the moisture profile before spring planting, which at the present time seems unlikely as the winter forecast is a continuing deepening drought. I had several clients share that they had less than 4 inches of rainfall during the growing season in this area. Then, of course, this limited rainfall wasn't enough to help those circles where low water, those wells below 350 gallons per minute, is needed to raise 200 bushel yield averages, as seen in the last several years. And to add insult, the haboob that transitioned from Colorado to Texas Panhandle on Sunday, October 11th, released ears from stressed plants not yet harvested. Those irrigated acres that were healthy and carried more ear moisture sustained the haboob much better. Still, the irrigated circles with high volume wells are falling short of expectations across all brands and hybrids. The late season stand counts, ear size, and kernel size would have suggested better yields than the monitors are showing. Some suggest that the late season smoke has affected the results. The bright spot has been the recent rally in the commodity prices. During my September 8th update, I shared a photo of a self-propelled sugar beet harvester on the Chapman farm near Vernon, Colorado. This past Thursday, I had an opportunity to ride and video this machine as it worked in a field of sugar beets. Chapman Farms and a neighbor jointly own and run this harvester across about 1,400 acres of sugar beets annually. When beet harvest begins, this machine, the support beet buggy, and 8 live bottom trucks run 24 hours a day as they build a growing ground pile near Yuma, Colorado, before the beet's final trip to Western Sugar at Fort Morgan. I'm told it takes about 36 hours to complete the harvest of a standard circle and roughly 140 truckloads of beets. The crews work 12-hour shifts and hand off at midnight and noon. My thanks to the Chapman, allowing me some time to learn more about sugar beets and watch harvest. I have additional videos and photos if you're interested in learning more about sugar beet harvest. Thanks to all the farmers that allowed me in their combines, tractors, and offices the last 10 days as I traveled parts of Kansas and Colorado. I'm looking forward to being on your farm soon. Reach out with an invitation via text if we haven't seen each other in some time, and I'll see you soon. If you're looking for a harvest report from a specific geography within the U.S., just drop me a note and I'll get my teammate involved in answering your question. For those still in harvest, be safe, my friends, and thank you for your business. Until next week.